the set against Shanique,
yeah.
and then put in a real showing in that losers finals. Maybe the same will happen with Peli, but we are going to see tried and true MazeBeans in the winner's side trying to defend his throne. Peli in the loser side out for revenge. Stadium 2. It's Grand Finals, Crispy.
It's Grand Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, non-binary pals of all ages. We're at potentially the last set of the evening. It is MazeBeans' winner's side against Peli, trying to reset the bracket, potentially take the whole tournament. Here we go.
We are seeing already that, the Steve tax that we mentioned earlier on, 36% on Peli, manages to get a little bit, and again, we're seeing the slower pace. And even though we mentioned a couple of parallels between Sonic and Pac-Man in terms of like the walls and the hydrant and the respect that you've got to give it, Peli definitely knows the pace that he needs to play at in this set. Like, you can not really rush down Pac-Man, but certainly the punish that you're going to get is going to be, on the whole, a lot less if you do a silly approach against Pac-Man.
Yeah, true.
Compared to against Steve, particularly at this point. I mean, we're a minute in. A grand total of 70% has been completely
That minute just... that was a quick minute.
Yeah, MazeBeans has got diamond. Like, it almost feels like, you know what? I'm a bit of percent. I'm just going to sort my stuff out. Let's meet back in a minute. And now we'll start.
I've just got to take care of some things. Are we back in a few minutes? Yeah.
And this is the thing.
36% apiece. Wow.
And almost having that slower pace might work out in MazeBeans' favor, because again, if we're seeing this slow potential timeout set, game 5 into game 10, it's going to be Peli ultimately that, is going to run out of stamina first, potentially. But that being said, maybe it will be MazeBeans. Maybe having that little bit of a break between winners and crans has sort of slowed that momentum a bit.
Yeah, it's like we were saying, like in a timeout situation, the cards have to fall in the favor of perhaps MazeBeans, especially when he has diamonds, especially when it's like counts on racking up that damage really quickly. But we'll just have to see if that comes into effect once again. But as you see, MazeBeans does have a slight deficit right now. Peli is still at 36. As I say, they take nearly 20 off one hit. Yeah, diamonds are dangerous, baby.
Yeah, Peli doing a really good job of recognizing these situations where MazeBeans wants to crush the shield. There was that point where they did the jab into the forwarder and then tried to get the anvil, maybe to break the shield or go for a shield poker. Peli just rolled out of there. It was like, right, I see the situation that I'm in. I see that, even if you hit me with a back out, I'm probably still going to live, but a shield break is definitely going to kill me. So I'm out of it. I'm just going to recognize the situation that I'm in and recognize the kill conditions that can happen, and avoiding the ones where it's like, okay, even if I take 30%, I'm not dying.
Yeah, it's just good awareness to know when to disengage and engage.
Risk reward, particularly against a character like Steve, is so important, because Steve can kill you in a lot of wacky ways, and he puts you in a lot of situations where you're going to take damage.
Yeah.
Like, you can't avoid it. So it's better to think, well, I'm going to go for this unsafe option to try and avoid taking damage, is to accept that inevitability and think, right, well, what's the least bad outcome here?
Yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes you just have to pick your poison, the lesser of two evils. But there we go. Yeah, that back air is going to be so crucial. That's almost the perfect move to contest against Minecart.
Yeah, and this is the really scary part about the fact that Steve can build those blocks when recovering, is that when you've got the mix of, okay, well, they've used their jump and they've used the minecart and they're coming down, okay, well, they've landed on a block and now they can do it all again. Like, the mix-up just restarts. But also, we are seeing a severe lack of resources once again. And the tool has gone, but Peli didn't really take advantage, and is back throw going to do it?
No way. Joyce, I have to point out, 3-4 minutes have passed. They're still both on 3 starts.
I was gonna say, even in the grand scheme of the last set when we were talking about it being slow, it really feels like MazeBeans is like, oh, you're running out of stamina. Here, let me drain that.
Yeah, he's putting that camping up to 11 right now.
Yeah, we're going slowly. Like, MazeBeans has got such a strong game plan, and it feels like,
no.
And this is where it gets scary. When you can get that 1 or 2 hits, it's fine, but we know what Steve can do with an up tilt, with a stray hit.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. Like, it was really weird there, because Peli, he spin dashed in and then jumped. Oh, no. Brilliantly placed back, as usual is for Peli. Yeah, he like spin dashed and jumped, like bonked his head on top, underneath a block, and that allowed MazeBeans to get the up smash. That was kind of unfortunate on Peli's part there. But here we go again. We're pretty even. We're 2 stocks apiece. We're 2 minutes to go now.
Yeah, and only 6% in it. That's an utterly terrifying prospect because, again, Peli has got those really solid bread and butters that can get 50%. But, of course, Steve is Steve.
Steve might be better against
diamond.
50%, yeah.
And it's like, you know, even then, the one up tilt, it's still a level back.
Oh, man. Okay, so that time, MazeBeans letting off perhaps a risky grab there. Gets himself 33%, unfortunately, but that Anvil's just going to even things right back up.
Yeah, 90 seconds left on the clock. MazeBeans once again struggling to find those resources, trying to catch Peli out, approaching that crafting table, being 1 step ahead. Peli, once again, knowing there's only 6% in it, and the onus to kind of go for that timeout is definitely there. Like, timeout is 100% on the table.
100%.
But I feel like there's a little bit less pressure on Peli because of things like that. When there's only like 5 to 10% in it, you don't have to make the big play until, you know, a minute's time when there's 4 seconds left on the clock.
This is going to be an absolute nail biter. Oh, this is only game 1.
Yeah, this is truly something here. We were expecting a slow set, of course, given the way that that winners finals was going, but I think even it surpassed our expectations, and now Peli's got to approach again. This is the really scary
Just
part.
that one little up tilt is going to grant MazeBeans the slight lead here. We got just over 30 seconds left to go in the clock in this game 1. Peli is just slowly trickling his way forward.
Yeah, and it feels like in that situation there, Peli was trying to run in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and doesn't quite get a big punish.
Oh,
20% in, and 20 seconds left.
Oh, but an up air coming in for Peli. And another one. Oh, and a trio.
And Peli's got 15 seconds to run away. There is only 5%.
Oh,
More than that now.
10
20%.
seconds.
No, the stock is
way.
gone. And this is not the situation.
And Peli catch it in 3
Want to
seconds.
be in 3, 2, 1.
No.
It's gone.
No. That minecart came out of nowhere.
That's so disheartening.
Wow.
When you play for that condition,
And it just gets snatched away.
like that, like in a moment's notice, in the blink of an eye, that win condition that you were really going for just vanishes. And that's the thing, it's one, like, Peli had an opportunity to climb the rung of the ladder and just didn't in that situation.
No.
Now, you might have to endure the same thing again, but MazeBeans this time making sure he gets his full taxes right here. We've been raising those taxes 63% and a little bit more to boot. And once again, the game plan is in place.
It's interesting. I find it interesting because the last game was a lot of just mining, camping, nickel and diamond, getting a few hits in. But then we did see many of those those infamous minecarts. And then suddenly, right at the end, it was the minecart that allowed MazeBeans to get the victory almost out of nowhere. And yeah, we find ourselves into game 2 now with a slightly different pace. Obviously, the mining is still full in effect, but Peli has taken a lot of hits here.
I do wonder whether Stadium is still the pick, given that we mentioned in the previous winners finals set, but the fact that they're getting a lot more stone from mining, and I feel like it's making it a little bit harder for Peli to really apply that pressure. So I do wonder with maybe a different stage. Of course. Oh no!
Ouch!
Ouch! Not rolling out in time. The whole shield breaks, and now so might Peli's chances of taking this game 2. This is a pretty...
They're looking pretty minuscule, I can't lie.
Yeah, and this is where things can get like really, really scary. And once again, it feels like maybe Peli getting hit a little bit with these unorthodox options that realistically he's been avoiding a lot. We've been avoiding a lot of these situations where like Steve gets that bread and butter stuff, those 70% combos, those shield breaks, those really early kills. And I'm wondering if maybe the steam is just running a little bit low for Peli here.
It could be indeed, Joycey. A lot of big hits, to say the least, been coming in from MazeBeans compared to the first game at least.
Yeah, we can just see it already. Managing the point-blank forward smash is punishable despite popular belief. But we can see if Peli is able to get anything started, but just gets met on the landing with the up tilt, and now nearly 100% lead here. It's really not looking good for Peli.
It's not, but suddenly an up smash out of nowhere. Normally we see an up smash amongst the blocks coming in from MazeBeans, but Peli's coming in hot with that up smash almost out of nowhere.
Keeps him alive for
Shocks even at least.
And this is the thing, he's forward smashing these blocks, and then MazeBeans is either just running away
of up smashes,
putting another block saying, I've got plenty of these. I've got plenty of these blocks.
Oh, he ran through him!
Just stood there. Just stood there.
He ran through him in ultimate!
Looked at that hedgehog in the eye and said, this is the part where you run away. Peli did. Peli ran for the hills and just got rid of all of that pressure and can't tech the anvil. Whole stock lead, Crispy. This is looking, my gosh, pretty dire. Yeah, and
there's a glimpse of hope there for Peli, but that anvil, that glimpse might be gone, I don't know.
Yeah, I do wonder where Peli's mental is at this point. We did mention that, you know, obviously he's been here for years. But Steve and MazeBeans himself have not been here for years. It is a new challenge available, and when you've got someone like MazeBeans, who realistically had that little bit of a break, we were wondering about the stamina of these two players.
Oh my gosh, Maze, where are you going?
Off he goes. He's just like, you know what? I'm sick of this dog.
Well, somehow there's a misinput coming in from MazeBeans, and perhaps grants another lease of life on Peli for this game. Hang on a minute, Joycey.
I was going to say, this is suddenly now you're in this position where you've got wooden tools until now, thankfully. But you only had 60%, you had no resources and no diamond.
That neutral air would have been brilliant if Peli got that. Yeah, suddenly he's looking a bit dangerous for MazeBeans, but 100% Peli is now, so... Oh, okay, he opts to not throw him into the box there.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've seen time and time again, the Steves are really good at attacking those.
Whoa, there's the homing attack, so rare. Wait, wow.
Yeah, not being able to tech the blocks, but thankfully stifling that momentum enough where he could live, and only 50% in this. This is so terrifying. Just, I love that he's hiding the crafting tables behind the blocks, so Peli can't even destroy it. There is no opportunity for Peli right now to get rid of this.
Oh, okay, Peli picking his, shooting his shot right there. Coming in hot with the forward air. Oh!
Yeah, just
jumping out of harm's way after the
trying to go for the back air there. Once again, no resources for the Steve, going for a little bit of mining just to bait Peli in, and Crispy is his
Oh my lord!
I feel like that back air answered for itself. And now,
the up smash just narrowly missed.
Peli's got 3 games in a row to take before resetting the bracket.
Yes.
This isn't even the end.
No, this is an absolute mountain. A mountain of blocks for Peli to climb right now, to say the least.
Utterly terrifying.
You can just kind of look at, he's looking at his phone, kind of having a think, kind of having an inner monologue, perhaps with himself here.
Yeah, maybe looking over some notes, potentially maybe just choosing a different song to listen to, just trying to slow it down
Try and
a little
change
bit.
something, you know? There you go, Joycey.
Finally! We've got a different stage. We've got a different stage, and this is so vital. You don't get as much stone and as much rock from mining on these stages, and I feel like that has been the really difficult part. The fact that he's got to hit those blocks twice instead of once to be able to get through to MazeBeans. Now that pressure is going to be so much easier, and it gives MazeBeans much less time to mine those resources. And getting rid of the resources is not what has been screwing Peli over here. He's been doing a really good job at forcing MazeBeans to use all of those resources. It's just been that every time it's gone down, MazeBeans has just been able to build it back up.
He has indeed. The Stone Fortress from MazeBeans looking so tough, but like as you say, different stage, different materials. Let's see if something new can arise from Peli. Maybe a new game plan, a new stage might bring new wonders, new frontiers, might I say, for Peli. Let's see how it goes.
And also having that little bit of a smaller stage does allow Peli to cover the stage a bit more, apply that little bit of extra pressure, that he really needs to be doing to MazeBeans, because honestly, the onus has been on Peli to approach this entire set so far.
Yes. There we go. New, fresh, fresh mind, perhaps fresh stage. Slight lead on Peli, but he does find himself getting caught by a down smash. Makes it back to stage though, so back to neutral. Another chance to win neutral, gain the advantage, but unfortunately eats an up tilt.
I have to talk about what I think was maybe one of the strangest interactions I've ever seen. Peli parried that second hit of down smash, but then I think the block disintegrating actually stopped the parry animation, and then he got hit by it. He got hit, like, such an odd...
This character is weird.
Interaction, yeah, just... And, like, absolute full credit to Sakurai for the depth of this character, and Steve is far and away the deepest character in this game.
Really is.
I feel like there is no judgment, but there are so many new situations to learn.
It's unprecedented, honestly.
It's utterly incredible. And we can see right now, very vital
that was techable!
Yeah, just about though, as in back
throw. It is enough. Maybe the rage for the anvil allowed that back throw to kill, sorry. There we go, Peli's got the lead.
Also, that forward air out of shield was so smart. Trying to catch MazeBeans swinging, and then even though it didn't work, he just landed on the spring and ejected himself out of the situation.
Yeah, very
pressure, but
there we go, back air coming out from MazeBeans, yeah. Nonetheless, the damage is being racked up from Peli right now. He kind of knew MazeBeans was going to go high up there, but didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, and once again, the stones are back online. We've been mining enough where the game plan of games 1 and 2 is coming back a little bit, and that disadvantage from the stone blocks. But again, we're seeing it's coming much later into the set. It's given Peli the opportunity to rack up that lead before the game plan becomes a lot harder to implement.
Yeah, that's a good point. The game plan is a lot harder to implement. In this scenario, of course. So it's really good for Peli right now. Peli stocks are up in this game 3.
They really are, but of course, Steve has got some ridiculous strings that can just bring the percent right back up, and even then these trades...
Oh, then like you say, whoa!
Well, see you later. He was like, you know what? I need to get to the other side of the stage. I've got an idea.
Oh, the back throw to the deadlock.
Even Peli rolled his eyes at that one. That's the day 1 classic there. The back throw into the block. And admittedly, it was a very quick back throw.
Not quite. Yeah, that back throw was really quick. Not seen those sort of... Seen other shenanigans, but not quite the day 1 into the back throw into the block.
I really like that aggressive up tilt off stage from MazeBeans, because at this point, MazeBeans doesn't have eye. So,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just wasn't able to use that the minecart to just.
Yeah, no minecart was available. You're absolutely right. Had to do a tricky angle with the Elytra up E. Peli all over it. We're down to 1 stock, last stock. Is this the last game of the tournament? Will we go to time? I have no idea. But I do know that Maze is mining for diamonds. Peli is looking to get in.
I feel like Peli really just needs to approach. Anytime it's gone to these timeout situations, it has been MazeBeans that has taken the crown.
Yeah.
And particularly when you're this far up, and even then like 30% just racked on, and Steve can get a little bit more. Peli still at that low percent where those up tilt strings are still going to do a lot of damage.
They are indeed, but Peli looking to get some strings of his own. Such neck and neck percents right now. Oh, we trying to get a back air off of that tech of the platform, but not quick enough.
Yeah, I was going to say just being mere frames away from having that punish on deck, but unfortunately for MazeBeans, Peli, punishment. And where do you throw? Where do you throw? Every option was covered.
Everywhere was covered.
Techs everywhere, Crispy. Techs everywhere.
MazeBeans building the fort, but hang on, we've got a forward air on a jumpless Peli, but a nice early air dodge after that. Oh, but a trade in the favor of Maze, perhaps.
And tail as old as time, Crispy. We've got 90 seconds on the clock in a last stock, last hit situation, but the real pressure is on Peli. This is your final chance to rewrite the story that has been going on in winners finals and grand finals. You need to take the story in a different direction, otherwise history will repeat itself.
Can Peli make the difference? Can he get something changed here? Needs to do something to bring this to game 4.
just trying to catch the approach from Peli there with both the minecart to apply the pressure and then the anvil to catch the speeding forward. Only 6% between these two, but Peli does have a lead with less than a minute to go.
Yeah, opting for the back throw, no blocks. Right, oh no!
And
Peli is usually all over those minecarts with a back air, but not that time, misjudged.
only 4%
Oh,
in
no!
it, and the minecart!
No,
it's over!
that's it!
It's done in a 3-0 fashion. MazeBeans takes Manchester Conquest 9. The repeat, defending his throne.
The two-peat. Wow. Peli stocks were going up there at the very end, but just that random minecart out of nowhere.
It's so difficult, and it's an option that you always have to respect. And when you're panicking in those moments, maybe it wasn't at the forefront of your mind. But MazeBeans with a decisive 3-0 there, a long 3-0, but decisive nonetheless.
So good. And this is after Peli, you know, forced MazeBeans to duck out at 9th at VCA.
Yes.
Now he's got 2 dubs over Peli in the same evening.
Yeah, I was going to say, making sure that the wins came when they mattered. And we are going to have the award ceremony.
MazeBeans really has conquered Manchester.
He really, really did. Once again, defending it, being first place winner of Manchester Conquest 8, taking it over EMAS a few months ago, and then repeating the feat, beating Peli in 2 sets. Huge, huge congratulations to MazeBeans. Commiserations, of course, to Peli for the 2nd place finish. Again, a truly, truly excellent result.
An absolutely valiant effort. Yeah, a great result. Obviously, might not be fully happy with 2nd place. He doesn't like to settle for anything less than 1st. But yeah, as we see the trophy there.
And of course, the rest of top 8 as well. We had Octave in 3rd place.
Yes, very good.
Dream run, and certainly channeled that out of continent energy and brought it right here. We had, of course, Shanique in 4th place. I believe we had Pitplup and BMW in 5th place.
And then Scores in 7th?
Scores and Lito in 7th place. So
good,
a really, really strong top 8, of course. But MazeBeans, once again, making a point of rising even higher in the UK.
Yeah, MazeBeans stocks absolutely flying high. Really good stuff. Congratulations.
I'm gonna see if we can get like a little interview of MazeBeans. I'm wondering.
If you want to,
I was gonna say,
I'll be happy.
Do you reckon we can get an interview of MazeBeans, or do you reckon we're gonna wrap it up? I was gonna say, I can't really get his attention, but Sam, no.
Looks like we're
getting a big old photo, of course, Manchester Conquest 9. Getting on in there, we've got a wonderful, beautiful range of people from all over the country coming down coming up rather for this event. Depends where you are, really. But
yeah, it does.
Certainly, you know, once again, you know, if you've not come to a Manchester Conquest event, do try and get yourself to one of them. They are, you know, the venue is wonderful. The TO team, utterly, utterly excellent. You know, there is a reason why SSM team is one of the most well-established TO teams in the whole country.
They are, like, every time I come to Manchester, it's just an absolutely great time as the guys are doing a picture. Do you want to quickly jump in this picture?
I was going to say we could jump in the picture.
Let's jump in the picture.
Let's jump in the picture. We'll be right back. Don't you worry. Hello, we're back. Lovely little photo there. We got the chance, and we are going to get an exclusive here. A nice little interview with the Manchester Conquest 9 champion, MazeBeans. Get the headset on. Congratulations, congratulations, man. How you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling surprisingly awake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Crispy and I were talking about that a lot, about how like, particularly in those like longer sets with players like Octave and yourself and Peli, that like stamina is like a really key part because of how slow the matchups can go. We were wondering like, do you have like a particular way of like keeping your stamina up, or was it just like, did the break between winners and grands help? Or?
The break definitely helped, yeah. It's like, I think a lot of it was just because I was lucky enough to get those last hits, and we didn't have to go to extra games.
Yeah, because I was going to say, despite how like close all the games were, the fact that Peli at the end had to do like 3 games instead of, you know, having to do like, you know, oh, well, I've got a game up in this situation. One thing I wanted to ask you about in terms of when I was looking at the matchup was that there were a lot of times where you already had Diamond on your tools. And then even when you were at like really high percent, you would like rebuild your tools again. Is there any like particular reason for that?
I only do it in this matchup. It's like not a single one in the game except for Sonic, because basically it just takes forever. Like it's like genuinely so much slower than every other matchup that I just need tools constantly. Yeah, and I'll have the time to get them back, so not an issue.
Fair, that's really good. And of course, we mentioned earlier on the stream, it's the 2P. It's the repeat. You won MCQ8 as well. So, you know, reckon we'll see you at the 3P?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Whenever MCQ10 is. I was going to say, you know, obviously, congratulations. You've done a stellar job here. Do you reckon you're going to be aiming higher on that UK PR as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, where do you reckon you rank in terms of like that? Like, you at your peak. We're talking, you know, peak.
At my peak, I'm not sure. I feel like at my absolute peak, I might be able to get second, but everyone's very good, so I'm not going to go out and say, oh, I'm second on the UK PR. Yeah. That's what I personally believe myself to be.
Yeah,
so, like,
I was going to say, like, you're definitely putting in that case at the moment. And also, I appreciate the Banjo pick. Like, is Banjo, we spoke, like, a little bit, like, off-stream at True Believer about the Banjo pick. Do you see Banjo as like part of your like future roster? Is it something for fun? Like
a bit of both. I'd say against Peli, I'm sure if you saw that VCA set, it's kind of infamous at this point. Like things just went completely wrong, and then everything just felt completely undoable. And I was like, no matter how well I play, me winning just relies on him making a mistake. So the Banjo was a bit rusty. I wasn't that confident, but I felt like I've had a lot of Banjo Sonic experience in the past, and I felt like I should be able to do it if I just stick to the game plan. And then in the end, I played all right, but because I was a Banjo main in the Wi-Fi era, all those habits just sort of sunk right back. So I was like wonder winging from the other side of the stage. Yeah. That was just like built into my muscle memory. But
it's also kind of unfortunate that like in terms of literally the world's best Banjo lives in the UK. It's it's quite unfortunate that like in terms of the one country where you would have that matchup experience, like the UK is the one.
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm kind of less motivated to play him. But at the same time, I felt like my Banjo's different enough from Owl, because it's like I played so much Wi-Fi. Like I was known in the Smash Crew server for timing people out.
I remember I commentated a lot of like the online tournaments, and your name came up time and time again.
Yeah. So that was basically my game plan. Just he timed me out, and because grenades beat spin dash, that was basically why I made Banjo.
Yeah, that's fair.
I could sort of hold my own, and it was all right. But yeah, I just went Steve, and
obviously it worked out.
Yeah, he's my main guy.
Excellent. Of course, we've got the SSM staff as well. Yeah, well, I shall. Just apparently ignored what you said. That's excellent. And where are we going to see you next? You got any tournaments coming up? Or?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be in Barcelona for Tech Republic.
Oh, sick. Amazing. So, yeah, obviously, we want some more of that hot Steve gameplay. Of course, making those upsets. I mean, it was really, really good to see you, like, at VCA go as far as you did. Because, obviously, there's always that, like, there's always the Twitter conversation of, like, oh, well, you know, like, they just freed up their region, and oh, it's just Scotland, and like, oh, well, they can't be that good. And then for you to go on to get, like, was it 9th in the end?
Yeah, 9th.
Like, utterly ridiculous for, like, your first out-of-country tournament. Like, truly, truly incredible. So, yeah, hope to repeat that at Tech Republic then.
I really hope so, yeah. I feel like with enough VOD review and practice, I think I can maybe push it even further, but I don't know. I lack a lot of top player experience. Like, I've got a decent amount, a very good
Yes.
amount, I'd say, but that out-of-country experience,
Yeah,
a lot of people have.
it's like no other. And before we shut off the stream, anybody you wanna shout out? Anybody you wanna thank?
Anybody I want to shout out? Scotland scene, they're amazing. All the support today. I'd like to shout out just all my friends, really, and the support. It really means a lot, and it helps. And of course, TOs as well for organising the event.
Yeah, absolutely. We were saying earlier on, SSM are like, one of the premier TO teams in the country, and like honestly, if you can get to a Manchester Conquest, like please do. They're such good events.
Genuinely, it's been a blast every time. And then family as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they're watching. If you are, hi. Can't go. Oh, yeah.
Well, they're off.
Oh,
so
okay, they're off.
we'll wrap it up quickly. Once again, congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
And keep yourselves tuned into Tech Republic. You want to see more hot MazeBeans gameplay. And of course, thank you for watching. Thank you to all the TOs, all the commentators. Thank you to my beloved Crispy for making top 4 as joyous as it was. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Take it easy.